welcome back to the UIA Trusted Partners Podcast. On today's episode, I have a very special guest. In fact, I have Bob Mancuso, Chief Financial Officer with Mid-America Expositions.
Right.
Bob, how are we doing today?
Hey, great, Dylan. Thanks for having us on. Great to be here.
I'm excited to have you in the seat. After doing some homework, it's abundant that you guys really do a lot for Omaha and the surrounding areas, so I'm excited to have you in the seat today.
Great. Yeah, we're glad to be here.
Yeah, so let's kick things off here for our listeners at home and our viewers at home. Can you give us a little bit of insight as to what Mid-America Expositions is and does, and how long you've been serving the Omaha area?
Right. So Mid-America Expositions, we were founded by our dad, Bob Mancuso Sr., and in 1964. So
wow,
going over 50 years in business and providing different things and different events for Omaha. So we're mostly the Mid-America aspect. We're a trade show, events, and festivals type of company.
Yeah.
So we've been putting on events now for over 50 years, all different types. Through the years, some things have changed and grown, and other ones we don't do some of those anymore,
Sure.
but they modify. Some of them are long-standing, were some of our original shows. And then we also have a couple nonprofit segments where we like to give back to the community, such as the Greater Omaha Sports Committee and the Taste of Omaha is another nonprofit event that we try to put on to help Omaha and make it a fun thing for Omaha.
Yeah.
So pretty diverse. A lot of great events, and we hope people in Omaha continue to look forward to each year because many of them are annual events. That then you can kind of plan on and look at those and try to come to them each year.
Yeah, I know. As soon as you said a couple of those events, even I could almost feel the listeners perk up like, oh,
Right.
These guys are the ones doing that? Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing how much you really are involved here in Omaha, and I love it, especially the nonprofit section with the Omaha Greater Sports. We'll be talking a little bit about them as well here coming up. Now, I'm a little curious. So this started off with Bob Sr.
Right.
Where did the passion or the calling kind of come from, or was it just kind of, it almost felt genetic, it just felt right?
Right. My dad was a coach, teacher and coach in his early career. So he taught at Bellevue High School, actually.
Love that.
And brought them their first state championship in wrestling. The first state championship for the school called Bellevue High School. It was only one school at the time. And brought them their first state championship of any sport, and it was in wrestling. And then he actually coached at the University of Nebraska, 1961 to 64. So he was there with Bob Devaney, Tom Osborne, a lot of these other old-time coaches. And in those days, you didn't make as much money in sports.
Sure.
So he eventually got into, he had a couple partners that helped him get started with our company in 1964 called Mid-America Expositions. But his brother Charlie, which a lot of people know the Mancuso name, he was the manager of the Civic Auditorium at the time.
Oh, really?
And they needed events in the facility. So he asked my dad and our company then to help bring events to Omaha. So that's where some of our early events, like a spring home show, like a fall home show. We had a product show for business and industry. Some of those actually started to help bring events to the Civic Auditorium, which was our old convention center. And then now it's replaced by the CHI, but that was our first convention center back in the 60s. And so we helped bring some of the first events to Omaha of those kind of things. So
I love that. So it started from almost just a core being of who Bob was. Now for you, where did that drive or calling kind of come from?
Well, my career, I was with, I played pro baseball for a couple years, and then I came back to Omaha.
Who'd you play for?
Just out of curiosity. I played in Italy, and then I was going to be drafted and signed by the Texas Rangers.
Very cool.
And I got sent to Italy, so I played there a couple years, and when I was done playing, I came back. Eventually, then I worked at Mutual of Omaha almost 19 years, 20 years.
Wow.
So that was my main career, was with customer service division and in the customer service in Mutual of Omaha companies, and a great career, loved it. My dad had a quadruple bypass around 2004 and 5, and so if I was ever going to come to our company at some point, now was probably the time to go to the small business aspect. And so then I came to our company in 2005. So, but it's, they're way different from the corporate world to then the small business where you manage a lot of different things.
Right.
And you wear a lot of different hats. But it's been a great run, and our company's been doing great, and we like giving back to Omaha. So it's been a lot of good events that we help bring to Omaha.
Man, I love it. I didn't know I was sitting across from the most interesting man in the world here.
Been very lucky.
Yeah, it sounds like you've just had quite the life experience, and then coming all the way back to Omaha and just building it back up with all these events and helping contribute back to what we all love here in Omaha. So love that. And of course, can't gloss over the fact that, again, we've talked about this a little bit earlier, but you're involved with the Greater Omaha Sports Committee as well. It almost looked like it's hand in hand with what you're doing. doing.
Right.
I just kind of wanted to pick your brain a little bit on that. What's one of the events that's kind of coming up or put on each year that you got circled and you're just jazzed up about each year?
So the Greater Omaha Sports Committee was a nonprofit founded right in the 70s and then reestablished in 1977. But we helped promote and bring sports to Omaha.
Yeah.
Different events mostly, but through the years, it was involved in a lot of different things. My dad originally started it, but we helped bring like the Harlem Globetrotters when they would come to Omaha back in those days.
I actually caught a show back in the 90s.
He would help be the promoter, and that Greater Omaha Sports Committee would help bring that to Omaha. We were involved with the Kansas City Omaha Kings, the basketball team.
Yeah.
We've been involved with all the different sport teams. Used to have like opening luncheons and breakfasts. Such as the College World Series and the Omaha Storm Chasers, which was the Omaha Royals at the time.
It's true.
Even some of those teams like the Mustangs and Nighthawks, we've had luncheons to open their seasons and where you get to introduce all the players. So a lot of different things like that through the years. Now one we have coming up, which I really like, is our event called the Corporate Cycling Challenge. It's a bicycle ride.
Oh.
So it's the largest one-day bicycle ride in the Midwest. In the peak years, for probably 10 plus years, we had over 4,000 bicyclists. Wow. So one day, this year is coming up on Sunday, August 17th. So the viewers can still sign up for that.
Love that.
You can just go online, just Google, from our website, and or they can get to corporatecycling.com. And then they can still sign up. And there's something for everybody. So whether you're a new rider or can only go a short distance, there's rides from 10 miles to 25 to 42.
Wow.
So some of your more experienced riders will ride the 42 route. There's also a gravel route, which we added last year, which a lot of people are starting to get into being on gravel.
Sure.
So that part of our ride is a mixed section ride.
Fun.
And it goes out to Fort Calhoun and back.
Wow.
But that's part of the 42-mile ride. And so something for everybody. But that's a fun event that we put on to try to give back to Omaha. We give a lot of proceeds to trail development and what's called Eastern Nebraska Trails, and help produce and keep our trails good and strong, and rebuilding and adding new trail parts. And then also to just to promote health and wellness and fitness, and then bicycling.
Yeah.
So we kind of have a three-part prong, which we try to support through that event.
Yeah, I love it, man, because it's one of those. I grew up in the Sandhills of Nebraska, so I love nature. I'm all about it. And when I hear that companies are giving back to make sure that the nature that is around here is kept upright and it's made to improve it too, I love hearing that. And I love that you guys are so involved with giving back, whether it's through the Greater Omaha Sports Committee, whether it's through different nonprofits and associations of that degree. You guys really do a lot for them. So just hats off to you, tip of the cap. Now, we can't go too far past this without mentioning the Nebraska Balloon Festival. Yeah, I mean, the Balloon and Wine Festival is coming up here. It's the 19th annual one. That's being held the 15th and the 16th out at Tahazuka Park in Elkhorn. I had to double take on that just for clarity, because I didn't realize Tahazuka Park was out here as well. Because I did radio in Norfolk for 7 years. And in Norfolk, Tahazuka Park is their park.
They have one,
So I was a little confused when I saw that. But and the irony there, too, is when I was in radio, I had a sales associate there that sold this event for us as a contest and for people to get in on. So we would shuttle them all down here. And we would basically pay their way here and let them come experience it. And so it's a small world after all, really.
That's great.
Now, of course, I got to ask, are there tickets still available? This will be this should be the Monday before this is all kicking off. Can we still get in on it?
Absolutely. People can still get tickets for that. So the Nebraska Balloon and Wine Festival is Friday and Saturday. So August 15, 16. Of 2025, so people can still get tickets for that. Just go online and you'll get to our website, but there's a couple different packages that people can buy to get their wine tastings, and or if you're into the more beers or some of those specialty beers that are out there, they have those available too. So if you're not a wine drinker, there's different types of beers, IPAs, and all those different types of things. And then there's also, non-alcoholic drinks are out there too for people that may not drink, and for the kids or family, because it's a fun event for everybody.
I was going to say
hot air balloons, and they do a launch at around 7 o'clock. All this is weather permitting, of course, because it's hot air balloons, but they do a launch typically around 7 o'clock. They all come back then, and then there's a glow at 9 o'clock is the estimated times. So those are fun things to kind of see live and to be out there. Kids love them, teenagers type people, so they'll have a fun time. There's also some special food and wine pairing packages if somebody would like to do some of those kind of things. So it's a fun event, though. It's one of our fun events that I really enjoy going to.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, I always love seeing hot air balloons, especially when this event's going in full force.
Right.
Because they almost don't look real. It looks like it's painted into the sky there. Right. It's so cool. Right. So definitely get your tickets, experience it. If you can't get your tickets, hey, show up at the gate. I saw you can get tickets at the gate still.
Yeah, you can still get tickets at the gate, too, on Friday or Saturday night. We'd recommend to have them early because in case there's lines. Mm-hmm. So if you can, it's just as easy nowadays. Go online and purchase them, and you'll have your coupon or your code right on your phone.
Yeah, make it easy on yourself. Get your tickets ahead of time. Of course, link down in the description below. You can click right on it and check out all these amazing events that we are talking about and promoting up this for this year here.
Right.
So something I look forward to each year is your fall home and garden show and expo there.
Right.
I love it because not only does it get to highlight a lot of the local businesses around here, it gives them a chance to really show the public what they do and how they're doing it and where it's coming from. So I'm a really big fan of it. Now, I'm a little curious on your side of things here. Can you tell us a little bit how this expo kind of comes together? What's some of the process there? And what did you say is one of the more difficult pieces of assembling everybody?
Right. So the Fall Home and Garden Expo, that is September 27, 28. And it's at the Oakview Mall this year. So it's actually a very good location because the Oakview Mall, good area in Omaha. It's kind of, in a sense, centrally located, a little bit westish, but centrally located. But there's free parking is one of the benefits that people can just spread out. You can free parking. And then the facility is, you come in and it's free admission. So this is one of our trade shows. So on the trade show side, like you were talking about, to put those together, you've got multiple facets of events. And in the trade show aspect, you'd have the pre-parts where you're trying to have your booth people and your exhibitors get their booths and sign up and be in the show. Then you have the promotion of the event and all the different things that happen with promotion. And then you have the actual event itself. And then there's always follow-up, cleanup, and those kind of things. So our staff, we're a small business, but we do hire a lot of people for some of our different shows, some more than others, but they're usually temporary and or they're assigned for specific shows. And we actually work with a lot of volunteer groups.
Love that.
On some of our shows, or groups that are like baseball teams or clubs or softball teams where they work to raise some money for their club. We then have them work, and whatever hours they put in, they can then get money for their club to help with their season. So if they're interested in any of that, let us know, contact our office, and we can get you on the list to then potentially work at one of our different events. And so the fun thing is the parents can be at the event too. And some of them are for the parents, depending on the age of the kids. But they can then participate and help raise funds for their kids' activities and whatever aspect that is, whether it's a band or like we talked about, the sporting events. But so in the realm of the trade shows, it's pretty diverse on running the whole show as far as the management of it and stuff. But they're a lot of fun. And then, they work with radio and TV and media to then help promote the shows to make them successful.
Yeah, hats off to you too, because I mean, not only having your own staff to manage, but now you've got a group of volunteers to come help manage. I mean, it takes some effort and it takes a lot of energy. So hats off to you for being able to put all these amazing events together for us, because they're always a success. Every time I show up to one of these big events that's going on, it's packed to the gills, and I love it because it's just excitement in the air. Everybody's excited to be there, and it's really fun times. Yeah. So definitely check out all the events down in the description below. There's so many, we could talk for hours about them, so we'll have to cut it a little short on those. So check them out down below. We got a couple more that we are going to talk about, though. Another piece of your website, though, that did catch my eye here was your Outland Trophy Awards. Both, you had a semifinals kind of announcement and then the award show itself for the winners here. I'm not originally from Omaha. I'm out in the Sand Hills. Sometimes news doesn't travel too well out there sometimes. Can you tell me a little more about this event?
Right. So the Outland Trophy, this will be the 30th annual Outland Trophy Award dinner in Omaha. So it's been going on for 30 years. And it actually makes sense when people think about Omaha. So it's a national event in Omaha. We work with the Football Writers Association of America, and my dad was on the original committee where we helped bring it to Omaha, but Nebraska had just won the 97 national championship.
Nice.
So in Nebraska in the 90s, that was at this point probably our heyday when we were the best team of the 90s. We
Easily.
were, because we won it in 94, 95, and then 97. We were 93 in the championship. So we had a great run there. And our pipeline was strong. And the Outland Trophy is awarded to the best interior lineman, tackle to tackle in college football. So therefore, we were the right place to bring this to the home of it. And so it's been a great run, and this year will be the 30th. We're back at the Hilton, and that's in January. So it's at the end of the college football season. It's after the national championship game, so this year it'll be coming up. It's on January 21, which is a Wednesday at the Hilton. So January 21 of 26. Just you can check our website, and if you want to plan on it or get involved, you can check the website out and just Google the Outland Trophy, and you can then get more information to get your tickets early. And so you got a spot, you're involved, and you can then be active and have fun. But there's a lot of components of the Outland Trophy. So we have the semifinalists in November, where they already now have just released, because it's college football season just starting. Everybody's getting excited. And Nebraska's getting excited.
I'm excited. I'm a Broncos fan too, so I'm like, hey, both of us are looking good this year.
Right. And so people are getting excited about Nebraska football. And so the Outland Trophy watch list is out now. So cool. In November, that'll cut it down to the semifinalists, which is roughly 5 to 8 semifinalists. And then the 3 finalists will be announced after that, and then eventually the winner on ESPN. And they highlight Omaha because it's the host of the Outland Trophy. So it's just a great national event that's based here in Omaha. And so we're glad to be involved and bring it to Omaha through the Greater Omaha Sports Committee. So it's a fun event. And the Outland semifinalist event is on November 19th.
Okay.
And so that's a fun time. And right now it's at the Legends Patio and Grill on Pacific Street there, about 69th and Pacific.
Great place.
But that's always a fun event. There's always celebrities there. We always have a Nebraska flavor. Johnny Rogers, Larry Jacobson, Adam Caricature, a bunch of those guys come and participate and have fun. We have a panel.
How cool.
Usually something on how's the season going so far for Nebraska. The voice of the Huskers, the new voice of the Huskers will be the MC, and we'll check that out. And so it's always a fun time. And then at the Outland itself, too, we also honor the Nebraska Senior Awards. So at the Outland Trophy, if you're a Nebraska Husker fan and you like college football, this is an event you should come to, because it's really fun, and you'll love seeing the Nebraska senior players, what awards they got, because it's usually then Nebraska's best players, for that year.
No, I love that. I'm excited for it already, because that just adds another layer of fun for me for the football season. So I'm excited. That's going on my calendar with a big old circle, and I'm taking the day off. Spoiler alert. And I'll be out there to go support, because that sounds so fun. Now, of course, social media, it's all over the world. It's all over our lives these days. Where can viewers go and find Mid-America Expositions and support?
Right. Social media. So we have stuff in all of the different aspects, and usually we identify with our Mid-America does have some social media with, we'll talk about our website, but also through the Facebook and Twitter, and the same with the Greater Omaha Sports Committee. You can check our Facebook out. You can check our Twitter out. Online is the easiest to get to our main website, so showofficeonline.com. Just how it sounds, showofficeonline.com is our main website. And then that would take you to the different websites of our different events and Taste of Omaha. So you could Google different types of our events, the Outland Trophy, and you'll get to our website that then you can learn more information or see what's going on, and see our full schedule too on some of how the dates sequence throughout the year of what the different events we do put on are.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it too. And one of them I didn't get on the paper here was the Taste of Omaha. Awesome event. Love that event so much. And if you're curious about that event, you need to click online, you need to reach out, you need to get that information, because it's such a fun and exciting, Go Venture Omaha experience. It's very, very fun. Now, of course, events, we're talking all about events, but are there some coming up here that are a little more pertinent that you want to talk about and promote?
Right. One of our next ones, the next couple, as we mentioned, was the Corporate Cyclings on Sunday, August 17th. We've got the Nebraska Balloon and Wine, which is Friday and Saturday, August 15th and 16th. And then the next one after that is our golf scramble. So we have a fun golf scramble, and that's in September 19th. And it's at the Eagle Run Golf Course. But it's a fun outing, scramble. So you can get a foursome. You can be a whole sponsor. You could participate with prize drawing, so a lot of different aspects you could get involved with. But especially if you're a golfer, come out, have a good time. We've got an opening luncheon that's included, which Fairbury hot dogs. So if you're a Nebraska fan of the old Fairbury hot dogs, we have Fairbury hot dogs and some other items for the lunch. There's free driving range. Then it kicks off with a shotgun start. And then after it, we have Orsi's Pizza and Cascio's Spaghetti and Meatballs. So those are a couple of the main foods that we'll have after the golf event. And so come out, enjoy it, have a good time. It's Friday afternoon on the September 19th. So check that out too. Just get on our website and you can find out the full information.
Yeah, of course. I'll have that down in the description as well. I'm excited about 26th annual. Congratulations on that too. That's quite the milestone. Yeah, I love that. And I got hungry thinking about the food.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we're getting close. It's getting close to lunchtime, right? So the people you get a little bit hungry, and that's some good food. So
of course, yes, and of course for this golf tournament, if you are interested in it, the sign-up deadline is Friday, September 12th. Be sure that you are in before then. Now, of course, for those of us who don't ever get to kind of see behind the curtain, and sometimes when we shut that office door, that's where all of it kind of comes together sometimes. But for those of us who can't ever kind of see in there, what's part of your job that you just feel doesn't get that spotlight or maybe just the recognition it never deserves?
Well, so our thing is most of the time we try to promote each show has a brand.
Yeah.
And so we try to protect that brand and keep that to what people remember. So when you think of the Corporate Cycling Challenge bicycle ride, we want people to think of bicycling and fun.
Yeah.
And bring your family out and have a good time. So a lot of companies get involved. All their associates can ride. Usually the company in those cases pays a fee, and then all their associates can ride for free. So when you think of corporate cycling, we want them to have a fun outing. There's club categories also, and then there's just individuals. So you can sign up as an individual. But on all of our events, we kind of want people to think of that event and that brand with that, to then you could Google it and you'll get right to that separate webpage. So a lot of people don't know that we're behind a lot of it is our main company and our Greater Omaha Sports Committee that help bring those things to Omaha. And but it's fun and it's good, and we like them to remember those names and the brands of them.
Yeah, no, I completely understand where you're coming from on that, and that's why a big tip of the cap for you guys, because it really was when I was going through your guys' websites, and just not only with the Mid-American Expositions, but with the Greater Omaha Sports as well. I was going through both. So much information, so many events that you guys are really just pushing, you guys are really supportive of. And it's just one of those things, it makes me happy to see that being brought back to Omaha and the communities here. And I love that that's the intentionality behind it. It's not about us. It's about this event. We want this event to stay as the event. And I think that's honestly one of the best parts about Mid-American Expositions that I could find. So love that. Now, one of those things, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, as much as we always pretend it might be. What is one of those challenges, or maybe one big obstacles or some of the big obstacles that you maybe have to overcome for the organizations that you're serving, or maybe just some of these events that you have to kick off?
Right. Well, we're a small business, so a lot of times, staffing and doing the events, that's always a tougher aspect, because in today's world too, it's sometimes tough to get good staff or people that you need in certain positions. So that's always one of our tougher things, just being a small business, like any small business.
Right.
You want the right people to help you be successful. And then one other aspect on part of our business that we like to do is give back. And so like you mentioned, really some of our shows were designed around the exhibitors. So example, like those spring home shows, the thing is you want to help those businesses that are in the home industry.
Yeah.
Whether it's remodeling, lawn care, whatever they're doing with your homes, gutters, leaf.
They're all needed.
They're all needed, and we want to help them be successful. So those trade shows are designed to get them exposure so that they can then come at a low cost, see a lot of people, get their information out. Especially many of those shows are targeted because people that would come to the home show are interested in improving their home. Yeah. So therefore, we're trying to help businesses be successful and bring them together, and then also showcase things like through the Greater Omaha Sports Committee, like the Outland Trophy, and people that like sports and like college football. It's a fun outing. You get to see these people live, get to hear them and talk to them, and so it's a fun event. Those are fun events. Yeah,
and it's really, really cool. And again, website down below, click through it. You guys are going to be baffled by everything that Mid-American Expositions really supports here in the Omaha community. I know I was. Now, I'm a little curious, since you've been in this business and it's been a family business, What's been one of the most like important or impactful moments that's just stuck with you from your time with it?
Right. One of our Greater Omaha Sports Committee, one of our things that we do too to give back is in 1982 my dad started it, was the high school scholar athlete program.
Very
so
cool.
we have a high school scholar athlete program, and we give awards based on the season. So the fall season sports, the winter season sports, and the spring. We give the scholar athletes awards based on their sports. So in the fall, you typically might have girls softball, football, track or cross country. So the different fall sports, we then have the program where all the high schools apply, and you have to be a senior.
Makes sense.
And then the seniors, the school, they applies, and the coaches have to sign recommendations. And it's based on definitely scholar, so the grade aspect, but also how well they did in their sport, because it's very competitive, and then also what they do in the community. So it's kind of a combination of all those, but that program is really a great program we do, and it's been going on since 1982.
That is
so
awesome.
Unbelievable. We really enjoy that, and I like that. That's one of my favorite ones that we get to do. And so we do that 3 times a year. So once will be after the fall season, once is after the winter sports, and then once in June after the spring sports. But that's a fun program, and we're thankful to all of our sponsors and people that help bring not only that event, but also some of the other events that we do, make them possible. Because without some of the sponsors, you wouldn't be able to put them on. So like the Allen Trophy, one of our presenting sponsors, Werner Enterprises, and they do a great job, and it's a great match with them with their trucking and nationwide and worldwide that Werner Enterprises is, to then have the Allen Trophy, which was a nationwide event, coming to Omaha, Nebraska.
Just makes sense. We're one of the biggest pass-through states for trucking. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I love that. And I think going on 43 years of doing that for the kids, I'm putting myself back in my high school days there. I'm thinking, man, if I was walking up on the stage or whatever, even if it's just coaches handing it out to you, how cool is that? You're getting recognized by this big company out here in Omaha, getting recognized on this big scale. And it's such a cool feeling for those kids. So I love that. That's one of the biggest highlights that sticks with you. Now, a little bit curious, when it comes to Mid-American Expositions and your industry, what is something you want us listeners and viewers to kind of know a little bit more about, or maybe just to support a little more?
I think if your company's in, especially some of the shows, are complementary to your business or will help your business, the best thing is be sure to contact us to get involved, because sometimes we can't get to everybody.
Right.
So if you're seeing this, or you hear something on the radio or the news or media, social media, let us know that, hey, I might be interested in that. We can at least get you the information. So not only for sponsors, but exhibitors on these different aspects. And really, we're pretty diverse in our shows that we offer. So there's probably something for everybody, whether it's home, improving your home and all those aspects, sports, get involved with sports, fun events like the Taste of Omaha, if you're involved with food or restaurants. So depending on your industry, we probably got a show that might help you be successful, and we can help you get exposure to other people.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what I love about Mid-American Expositions, just to be honest and be on somebody who's not in that business or industry. I can say I can appreciate it from my side of things, because it is really just hey, let's put some businesses on a map here for people to come see, because they're important.
Right.
I love that. So that does wrap up my business questions of the day here, unless there's anything else you want to leave us off with or anything we missed.
No, sounds great. A lot of good stuff, and we really enjoy. We really enjoy bringing those events and the different aspects to Omaha, to the people of Omaha, and give them something to do on some of them are throughout the week, and then some's on weekends. Depending on the situation of which event it is. But we really do enjoy putting them on and helping people improve their lives. Because like the example on the Omaha Health Expo, that's one of our strong events that's been going on probably 19 plus years.
Yeah.
And that's usually in April-ish, May timeframe. And that event wants to improve your health and wellness. So every person, and especially it really is aimed at natural healing.
Yeah.
So the real aspect of that show down deep is to help improve your life and things you do naturally. So what can you do, and what companies are out there to get involved with that? Because then it can improve. Every person wants to improve their health and wellness, and live a better life, live longer, live better, and be more healthy. And there's a lot of good things out there through, the online, but also a lot of these companies in Omaha that are around, they can showcase or tell you, help you, with your route and your journey through life.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, in today's era, it's one of those, health is so important. I think we've really reflected on, hey, well, you know what? You got to be a person outside of work these days. You got to have a little bit of fun and a little bit of just free time, we'll put it that way. So I love that. I love the support that you guys give to Omaha. Again, we are sitting down with Bob Mancuso, the Chief Financial Officer with Mid-American Expositions right here in Omaha. Now it is time for the fun side of the questions. I always joke that this side is already been asked. Okay. This side is all for you to pull from. We pull 3 questions here on the show, and we kind of go back and forth and see, and if they're bad questions, you can pull a new one.
If you knew you wouldn't get hurt, would you rather skydive or view sharks from an underwater cave?
Skydive all day long. Skydive all day long. I'm a big proponent of no ocean.
I guess the good thing with skydiving would be if you know you're not going to get hurt and that chute's going to open and you're going to be okay.
It's going to be a blast.
That would be fun. It's probably, because you see stuff like President Bush when he was out of office did at one time, right? President Bush, I think, or one of those guys. And the adrenaline and from jumping out of an airplane is probably crazy.
I mean, it's got to be up there.
Right. So it's probably a wild thing. And in this case, the fear of aspect of it, either the parachute not opening or you're going to, when you land, because sometimes when you land, you could, the guy doesn't pull. If you're riding with somebody, which most people that just do it once are.
You're right.
You're riding with the trainer or the instructor guy. You'll land and hopefully it all goes well.
Fingers crossed anyway. Right. Great question. We got 2 more.
One more?
Yeah. See what we got on today's box of random questions. Blake Martin with FranNet, friend of the show here, gave me this box of random questions.
Blake Martin. What's the worst job you ever had?
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, boy. I've got one. I'll let my guest go first.
Well, I've been really lucky because in my career, so when I played baseball in college and I played at University of Colorado and Iowa State, and then I played pro baseball, was at Mutual of Omaha, so I was in the corporate world, and then I was with our company. So I've had my job sequence, I've been very lucky and really enjoyed them all. They've all been good. So I wouldn't trade any of them, and the experiences throughout that journey.
Fair enough. I only have one that sticks out, which I'm fortunate in that regard. I was living up in O'Neill, Nebraska. This was years ago now. And I was in between work at the time. So I'm like, well, I live right across from a Casey's. I'm just going to go apply there. I made it all of 48 hours. That was one of the worst jobs ever. So shout outs to all the gas station attendants. Shout out to all the cooks and things like that for those gas stations. But not for me, I'll put it that way.
Tough, right?
It's definitely a little tough.
I did have some jobs growing up, though. Like when you were in high school, you'd work on the side jobs. And I was, in a sense, lucky with some of those because I was at Fontenelle Forest, which is in Omaha, as like a camp counselor guide one year. Then I worked for the City of Omaha Parks and Recreation for a couple of years. Dodge Park and another park that we kind of basically were mowing and clean up trash and different things around the park. Camp counselor at another year. And then I worked for the College World Series for many years when I was young to be up in we normally worked in the press box. So you're kind of part of the crew, not the ground crew, but in the press box, cleaning the press box for the media, making sure everything was okay. So we had some great side jobs as I was growing up too they were fun too, though. They were a fun job.
I was going to say, that's all fun.
We were at Rosenblatt Stadium, we're in the top press box at Rosenblatt Stadium at the time. Probably 5-7 years that I worked that throughout like elementary grade levels and then into high school.
I love that because I grew up in Sand Hills of Taylor, Nebraska, which is a village. It's not even a town. But I grew up working with my dad in construction. So we were one of the few occupations that wasn't a farm or a ranch.
Right.
So I grew up doing carpentry and construction. So I'm like, I learned how to do everything from concrete to a roof. So I'm really skilled for that nature, but fun? Sorry, old man. But pounding nails in 115 degree heat's not super fun.
So the roofing part.
Oh yeah, the roofing part's a little brutal.
Right.
I love it. Let's do one last question and then we'll move on to our next question here and help wrap up the show.
All right. Which of your personality traits would you like to change?
Ooh.
Interesting.
I'm a pretty personable guy. I've got a pretty fun personality. I think the only part of it I would ever tweak would be things I take seriously. You know, it's because sometimes we all get kind of wrapped up in our own stuff, so we take things just a little too seriously sometimes, whether it's a sport, whether it's, you know, whatever.
Right.
I think that's probably one of my downfalls on that is like I'll get wrapped up in something and I'm fixated on it and I'm wondering why the heck nobody else cares.
This is an important deal.
Yeah, this is important.
What are you thinking?
Exactly. So I think that's probably mine.
Right. Well, and the good thing with that would be you got focus, and you're trying to concentrate on that aspect.
Yeah.
I would probably say patience. You know, and
fair.
The good thing, you know, when you're young, especially, you're not as patient, and the good thing is you're a go-getter. You're trying to go make stuff happen. Then the side piece of that is you got to show more patience sometimes. So sometimes having more patience, and as you get older, sometimes it becomes easier. That you start to learn a little bit more about patience and relaxing and taking things in stride.
Instead of trying to force them to come to you.
Right.
Yeah, no, I can definitely relate to that one.
Right.
I had to learn some of that in my radio years of like, okay, why is nobody like, they're 30 seconds late? Like, what's going on?
Right.
Yeah, so, no, that's a good reflective point, I think, for a lot of people out there in viewership land as well. Now, my next question, I love it's a fun question here in Omaha because we are all about different things and we all have new restaurants, new opportunities, and new venues and things popping up, I feel like, every week.
Right.
What's something that you kind of consider your Mount Rushmore right now? If I'm coming in from out of town, I've got to check out Omaha.
And we get asked that all the time because of some of our events.
Yeah.
We bring in different bands, like for the Taste of Omaha. We bring in the Outland Trophy winner, which a lot of times will be from different schools, and they bring in their staff, coaches. They want to go, well, where should we eat at? And what should we do? So one of my favorite places in Omaha, which things are always changing too, like you said, you know, some things close and they're kind of like, why'd they close? And other things are, you know, new ones are popping up that you want to try. So one of my favorite restaurants that I like to recommend is Casio's.
Yeah.
Casio's restaurant on 10th Street. It's one of the Alfie Casio's, the current owner, and his dad and grandpa started it way back, but he's one of the original 19 Italian restaurants, steakhouses that are still around. So one of 19 Casio's restaurant, because Omaha, we're known for restaurants. We were known for steak for many years with the beef packing plants downtown and down in the South Omaha area. So, and we've lost a lot of those through the years, which is unfortunate, but things changed and different ones have opened up, and there's still some other good ones now that have opened up. You know, I still like Brother Sebastian's.
Yeah, great place.
There's some chop houses that are excellent, but Casio's would be one of my favorite ones to recommend to people to go try, and they do a great job still.
So I've never been to Casio, so it's now on my list. I've got to go check it out because it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And especially, I'm a history nerd as well, so being one of the original 19 that was here in Omaha to kind of get things going, that's so cool to me. So I'm definitely going to have to go check it out and check out the atmosphere down there. Yeah. So I love that. Any other recommendations or anything to throw along?
No, you know, and Omaha is diverse through the Taste of Omaha. You know, we have a lot of different restaurants that come, and some have gone and things like that. But, you know, all the different ethnicities of food. Yeah. Greek food Omaha has a lot of great ones.
El Bash is a fantastic place.
Exactly. Mexican, Italian, Jaipur, Indian. You know, so I like Jaipur, which is one of a great Indian place. It's in Omaha, and they have 2 locations now. One's their original at Rockbrook, and they're also in Dundee. You know,
are they? I didn't know that.
People are out there and you're interested in trying, or if you've never tried Indian food, you know, and there's different levels of spice. Some people think it's really spicy, and it can be. So, but if you're not into the spicy stuff, you can get some more blandish flavors that are, you know, not as strong.
I'm a big spice guy.
But it's a great, but Indian foods, we really like it. So.
I love it. I'm gonna have to get my girlfriend now. I don't think she's been able to try it out, so we're gonna have to go check that one out too. So, final question of the day before I got to cut you free here. What is something here in Omaha that you wish people just knew more about or just supported more?
I think Omaha does really great with
we do.
The College Rules series is kind of one of the things we're known for, and Omaha, and that feeds off many aspects during that 2 weeks, plus even some time before and after that. The hotels and everything does so good. Berkshire Hathaway would be another big event. And then I think a lot of people don't realize how many other strong events we have throughout the year. So that's where some of our events come into play, is there's a lot of diversity and a lot of fun, a lot of different events for your home or your health and your wellness, or being active, like the Corporate Cycling Challenge bike ride, or the Outland Trophy if you like sports, a couple different multiple events that are part of that people can go to and see the actual Outland Trophy winner or see some of the Husker players up close, when their season's almost over at that point. So I think just the diversity of events Omaha offers would surprise a lot of people that we're really more, and they did announce we just went over 1 million people.
Did we?
So Omaha has over 1 million people now, which including the old metro area,
sure.
Many times we were close, including Council Bluffs and how big the metro would be. But now they announced Omaha's population, including the metro, is over 1 million, which puts us a little bigger on the map. But we're a cosmopolitan city. There's a lot of great things we offer through the arts, the opera, the symphony, different aspects, plays, and the community playhouse, and different things people could do that
absolutely
they would really enjoy. So.
Yeah, especially like our art centers that we have around, our different art museums that we have. The Luminarium is one of the popular ones right now too. So love all these things that Omaha has to offer, and I think you're absolutely right. Pay more attention to not just the CWS, although a phenomenal event and super fun to be a part of.
Yes.
There is so much more that Omaha offers, and it's all, well, not all, but a good chunk of it is credit to you guys over at Mid-American Expositions. So hats off and a thank you from our side to say thanks for supporting Omaha and keeping it going.
Right. Well, thank you, Dylan. Appreciate it, and we're glad to pitch in and to help contribute to Omaha and success and help people enjoy different aspects of our events that they can have fun at.
I love it. Bob, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on to today's show. Of course, viewers, thank you for tuning in to today's show. We've had the distinct pleasure to sit down with Bob Mancuso, the Chief Financial Officer with Mid-American Expositions. Be sure you check out down below the website, get your tickets to the Omaha Balloon and Wine Festival that's coming up a little bit after this episode even, so perfect timing. But we'll have more coming up next time right here on the UIA Trusted Partners Podcast. We'll see you then.